Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers, a hot show on tap today. Andy has the rundown.
The Lieutenant Governor of the state, Lorraine, presides over the legislature when they're in session, in particular the Senate. She also heads up economic development and tourism, and she's a Republican. But does she necessarily agree with Governor Gwynn on everything? We'll find out. And last week, Ande Barbano had some controversial things to say about Danny Thompson and the AFL-CIO. Danny Thompson responds. Sam?
Thanks, Andy. And on the pundit panel today, Joe Brezny, Bob Crowell, and on the Bob Wire, it's Barbano. It's all coming up next on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
Today's lesson, another reason to take the Gold Rush Club Card Challenge. With the Gold Rush card, you really have 3 cards in one. Use your cash back. You still keep your comps and drawing tickets. Use your comps. You still keep your cash and drawing tickets. And with your drawing tickets, you could win thousands in cold hard cash every week. And still keep your cash back and comps. Does your club add up? Graduate to the Gold Rush Players Club. It's the smart thing to do. The Gold Dust West, south on Keystone, east on 4th.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
The biggest risk your company can take.
Well, Barbara, you did very well on your interview.
Hiring employees can help your business get to the next level.
And your resume looks outstanding.
And it can also expose you to corporate crimes and costly lawsuits that can bring your company to its knees.
So, we'd like to offer you a position.
Before you hire another employee, hire the professionals at Employer Links. Call today to get our free CD-ROM, The Top 8 Risk of Hiring Employees.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Ande Engleman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we are joined by Lieutenant Governor Lorraine Hunt. She is not only the Lieutenant Governor, she's also a business person. We will have an interesting discussion with her.
I hope so.
Thank you so much for being with us, Governor.
It's my pleasure. It's always good to be with both of you.
Now, one of your main functions, besides gaveling at the legislature,
Yes.
did you ever hit anybody with the gavel, by the way?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. What of your other functions has to do with economic development and tourism?
Yes, it does.
Economic development and taxes.
Yes.
Let's get to the hard stuff first.
All right. Well, I do, as serving as Lieutenant Governor, I do preside as President of the Senate. I do not vote except in essence of a tie, but not on a final bill. So basically my responsibilities as President of the Senate is to maintain decorum and to keep the agenda moving. Wearing my hat as Chairman of the Nevada Commission on Economic Development, then it is also my job and my mission to try to bring new businesses into Nevada, which we've been doing, businesses that pay high-paying jobs, primary jobs,
Governor,
and that will be
just
good
because
for
we're
the
so short on
economy.
time,
Yes.
I want to dive right into a couple of questions here. The war seems to have gone well in Iraq. How is tourism being affected right now in the Silver State?
Well, I'm very, very pleased to say that it's had very little effect. We never want to say that we're insulated, but for some reason, this war has not really affected our tourism industry to the degree that we thought it might. Our room occupancy rates are holding. Recently in Southern Nevada, which is the big engine that drives the economy from the Las Vegas Strip, the National Broadcasters Association is there and has been there. No one canceled. It was very successful. Our restaurants and our stores are booming, and so far so good.
Okay, let's talk about taxes.
Yes.
And I find it interesting because you and your husband run a restaurant, a very
We
popular
do.
restaurant in
Yes.
Southern Nevada, so you're a small business person as
Very
well as
definitely.
being the lieutenant governor. How do you look at a tax on gross receipts?
Well, and obviously, as a small business person and also being a fiscal conservative, believing in the free enterprise system, realizing that we are going to have to compete, and we are competing in a global economy, taxes of any kind are of a concern to me. Certainly we have responsibilities in government. When the governor says that the state budget is lean, he's right. State budget is very lean. As you know, the state is responsible for education, medical and social services,
Okay, but
and
where do you
prisons.
stand? Where do you stand, Governor?
I stand on the fact that there are a lot of creative ideas out there, Sam, right now. There's a lot of emotion going on at the legislature, but if you look at the cafeteria, the lists of things that are on the table, there are some very, very practical solutions to our problem for education and taxes. And I'm hoping that special interest won't prevail, that everyone will kind of try to really do the right thing. A little piece here, a little piece there, no one's going to be injured by it. So we have to be very careful and very cautious as to what we do.
So not necessarily gross receipts.
Not necessarily gross receipts. It may be a component, a piece of it, maybe not. There are an awful lot of creative ideas out there, and I'm hoping that we can have good dialogue and come to the right conclusions.
Okay, I want to bring up something else, and we need to disclose that Sam's company does PR for the V&T, but you're doing a fundraiser.
Yes.
When, Saturday?
Saturday night at the Atlantis Hotel. The doors open at 6 o'clock, and it's a fundraiser for the V&T Railroad. It's near and dear to my heart. We want to get that online.
And you're singing?
And I am singing.
We got to have a piano here next time.
I am. Many years ago, I worked for Bill Hara as an entertainer, and I've said, yes, I'll do it for D&T, I'll do anything.
All right,
Okay.
and now another thing that you're working hard on that's for the benefit of Reno has to do with the Truckee River.
Yes.
And would you like to say
I would
briefly
love to
what-
say that we've been taking donations for the Truckee Whitewater Rafting Park. We have received over $5,000 just from an article last week, and we're hoping to get the $1.5 million in the next 3 weeks. I'm an optimist, so that we can go into the river in August.
Now, this would be a premier event that would bring about how many tourists to our area, do we know?
It would be literally hundreds of thousands of visitors, special events. We would get on the map all over the world because we would have the only kayak slalom racing course in the world with an urban core at its center, and that urban core would be Reno.
You're a marketer at heart.
Yes.
I know you are.
Yes.
Are you confident that we're on the right track as a state in putting out the message that we're not just gaming, but we're other things as well?
Without a doubt, our regional tourism and our adventure tourism, we can offer a lot more than Indian gaming. We can offer a whole variety of recreational experiences for everyone.
All right, just quickly, gross receipts. Don't you think that would hurt bringing businesses to Nevada?
I
if
think
it
we
were
have to be
passed?
very cautious when we look at any kind of imposition on small businesses.
You know, I think you got her to at least admit a little bit on this question, but she's done a very good job of
I'm a
addressing
small
it.
business advocate.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Thanks very much, Lieutenant Governor. We appreciate it.
CTX can help you negotiate your best deal. We've been your home team advantage for over a decade. Call us today because at CTX, local service still matters.
Yeah, with CTX, you're homeward bound.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo Free Checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
What do you know about the gross receipts tax being proposed in Carson City? This new tax will cost more than $30 million to implement, require lots of new state employees, and take 2 years to generate $1. It will create Nevada's own IRS, forcing anyone who's in business to file a state tax return 4 times a year. The new state agency will have access to all your personal, federal, and business tax returns to make sure you comply. Nevada doesn't need more tax collectors. Call your legislator now and just say no to the gross receipts tax.
At Sushi Club, everybody's family. That's what makes dining here so much fun. The sushi is consistently better, the atmosphere is great, and the service is wonderful.
Welcome to the bigger and better Sushi Club. Come in for our delicious daily specials.
When you're talking sushi, you're talking Sushi Club in the Independence Square Shopping Center.
Walk into the Cactus Creek Bar and Grill at the Bonanza Casino, and you know you're in for a very special evening. Enjoy the southwestern atmosphere of some of the best gourmet food in Reno. It starts right here with Chef Bruce Norman and his talented staff. From buffalo T-bone to martini scampi and peppercorn duck. There's fine wine, specialty margaritas, and our pastry chefs create award-winning desserts. The Cactus Creek in the Bonanza Casino, 1 mile north of the university, where locals come to play.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
Danny Thompson heads up the AFL-CIO here in the Silver State, a very important man when it comes to labor.
Danny, thank you for being with us
you,
today.
Sam.
Last week, Andy Barbano had some controversial comments to make about the Culinary Union and specifically about you. And let's take a look at that tape now so that you can see what it was he had
creation,
to say.
you know, there's an interesting thing. The story of the culinary bus trip going to Carson City. There was a quote in the Las Vegas Sun from my friend Danny Thompson, the head of the Nevada State AFL-CIO, taking a pot shot at Walmart and the creation of all those low-wage Walmart jobs causing all of these problems and Walmart not paying any taxes. Well, look a little higher up on the food chain. The state of Nevada's own study from the Commission on Economic Development points the finger at our economic problems directly at the creation of low-wage gambling industry jobs.
Okay. Basically, you know, the Culinary Union is part of the AFL-CIO,
Yes.
isn't that right?
Yes.
Okay. Where do we stand between Walmart and casinos?
Well, first let me say every union in Nevada is part of the AFL-CIO, and the positions of the AFL-CIO I don't make up. The positions that we take on taxes or any other issue are positions that are fought out at a convention. They all vote on them, and then that becomes our position. We took a position on taxes for a variety of reasons. One, we don't support an increase in gaming tax. Mr. Barbano clearly is a one-trick pony on that deal. He believes that gaming should pay more. Two, we do not support a tax on services for the simple reason it is a tax on our members. It's not a broad-based solution. And that, you know, there is a structural deficit. And if we don't do something, listen, I was a legislator in 1981. I voted against the tax shift. And I said then, you'll be sorry if you do this. Well, today we're sorry. 46% of the state's budget comes from gaming. If you increase that dependency on a group of people that in the old days, there was only gaming in Nevada. Today, with proliferation of gaming, with Indian gaming, it's in every state in the United States. What we have here has to be the best. As far as Walmart, the comment about Walmart is this. Walmart, the largest employer in the world, to our numbers, most of their employees don't have health insurance. Now, as Walmart does away with companies that do, and a good example is in Las Vegas, Raley's Supermarket in Las Vegas just went out of business. 1,600 people lost their jobs. Every one of those people had health insurance, every one. Walmart, you have to work, the testimony last week at the legislature, I believe, was 34 hours, and then you have to pay $178 bi-weekly. Well,
they don't provide any health insurance.
You have to buy it. And so at $7 an hour, you're not going to buy, you're going to buy Cheerios for those kids. And then when those children fall off the bike, like everyone else do, and they go to the doctor, and they can't pay because they don't have insurance, they become indigent. And in Clark County right now, the University Medical Center is losing $32 million a month. The state's Medicaid budget is rising. You can do a chart.
Okay, but let me ask you about casinos. How are they as far as health care and pay?
You know, and the thing that disturbs me about Mr. Barbano's comment is that, and you know, I have maids in Las Vegas that own brand new homes because they work at a union casino with union wages, with union benefits that include the best health insurance in the state of Nevada. The culinary plan is the best.
What about casinos in the north, those that are not union, for
because
instance?
there are certainly some whispers that say that that the northern casino workers are not as happy with this arrangement as the folks are down south.
Undoubtedly, if you're in a place that you don't have union protection and you don't make a decent wage, I mean, that's true. But if you look at the industry as a whole, the lion's share of that industry is unionized, and you know, up here it's fewer. I can tell you in places that there is a strong union presence. Other non-union jobs pay more just because they have to compete.
Can I ask you a quick question? You know, there are some that say that at this point in the game, with the culinary lining up, with gaming and with mining on the gross receipts tax, that they are knuckling under here at this point?
You know, we have always been there, and you know what, Sam, that position that we took was last year at the Hilton Hotel at a convention that we had here. Mr. Barbano was there. He clearly knows our position is no gaming tax, no tax on services.
Well, no gaming tax at all? I
Well,
mean, gaming is already offered to put up some.
Gaming will, and we're good with that. But if you listen, some of the things that are being proposed, Chamber of Commerce is running ads right now on TV, and they say we're going to reduce sales tax by 2% and then do a tax on services by 3%. Well, that's a percent gain. And then if you look at who they're going to tax on services, it's banking. Banking doesn't pay any taxes in Nevada, but you're going to pay taxes on your banking that you do. It's a tax on you.
You know, any tax is going to end up, realistically,
Right.
the customer is going to pay.
Gross receipts will raise our fees.
Andy, I'm sorry, we're out of time. I want you to come back.
You
Appreciate you
I'd
being
love
here.
to. I'd
Thank
love
you very
to.
much
Thank you
indeed.
for the opportunity.
Danny Thompson here, and we'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this timeout.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
Nevada should have a tax system that is fair and balanced, a system that taxes high-end services for the first time, while giving families a tax break by reducing the sales tax on common household products and other major purchases. With businesses and consumers working together, we can have a tax system that is fair to all and meets the growth needs of our state into the future. The legislature in Carson City is currently working on a new tax bill. Call them right now. Tell them you want a lower state sales tax.
We've loosened our machines. We've given you the Gold Dust West Gold Rush Club, Reno's best slot club. You can win lots of jackpots. Play longer. Your points will add up faster than you think. Yeah, we're loose and we're not screwing around. See you at the Gold Dust West, south on Keystone, east on 4th.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
Don't be afraid, we'll protect you. It's the pundit panel.
Yes, and we only got him to stop talking so we could start talking.
Okay. And on the extreme right of the table, but perhaps a little bit more to the left, is Andy Barbano on the barbed wire. And then we have Bob Crowell, who's an attorney and a lobbyist, and Joe Brezny, who's the executive director of the Nevada Republican Party. Welcome all. Andy, do you want to take the first shot here to respond to the comments of Danny Thompson?
Well, let me first by uttering a disclaimer. I'm just a rank and file union member. I'm no union officer. I'm one of Danny's troops, and I've worked side by side in the trenches with Danny for many years. He is the best AFL-CIO chief in the last half century. He's an excellent labor leader. On this issue, we happen to disagree. And I've never said, don't tax Walmart. The worst insult that I can hurl is to say somebody treats their employees like Walmart treats theirs. I've said that about one of your sponsors recently. And, but with respect to the gaming tax issue, we disagree. I support Senator Neal in that respect. And I'd say all taxes start with the gross gaming tax. You have had Lieutenant Governor Hunt on here this morning. A little over 4 years ago, Mike Sloan of Mandalay Resorts was given a joint hearing of the Judiciary Committees in the legislature, the Assembly and the Senate. That's when he started the industry PR campaign to tax somebody else besides them. And he said, don't tax us, tax all those businesses that are coming in here under the auspices of economic diversification. Lorraine Hunt came apart like a bum watch on that one and ordered a study done to find out if Mr. Sloan was right or not. I've had that study posted at nevadalabor.com for over 4 years. It shows that the elephant in our living room is the cause of our problems. It shows that low-wage gambling jobs are the source of Nevada's fiscal problems.
We will have you back, Andy, to debate this issue with Danny at some point in time. And so now I think we're just rerunning what was said before.
Okay, let's talk about double.
I'm just telling you the facts.
Let's just move. Okay, we got it.
Let me bring up one other point where Danny was talking about the gambling.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. Okay, where's the deal? Before I would go and support gambling getting away almost scot-free on taxation, I say, where's the deal to unionize all those non-union casinos, especially in the north and Las Vegas, like
I don't think he said there was a deal. He never said there is a deal.
There should be a deal.
He never said there was.
You should make a deal.
Okay, we're moving
on.
Okay,
Bob Crowell.
Right. Let's talk about double dipping.
Double dipping, oh boy.
And
I'd like to do it.
Strawberry and chocolate, please.
We would all like to do it, but this was something that was enacted to get teachers who were retired to come back into the system. But it ended up picking up people like Dick Kirkland and his deputy Dave Kickenbush at DMV, and now Public Safety.
And we should mention that Bob sits on the Carson City School Board.
And listen, on double dipping, that law has had some meritorious effect for us, particularly in getting people back for school drivers, school bus drivers. So it works. I'm not certain it works in terms of the higher ranking political appointees getting a double dip, but I will tell you that from the school district standpoint, it's a very good law and it works for us.
And that's what it was intended for, not so that executives could, because before it used to be against the law to work for the state and receive your retirement at the same time.
Right.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Right. So
Well, it's only marginally legal now. There's only a certain number of, you got to be declared a key state employee, meaning you got to have juice with somebody before you can be declared eligible to go to the state's Baskin Robbins.
Or it has to be critical. I want to ask about, I know this is going to sound a little silly to people, but I am concerned about this. The Senate passed a bill this last week to name the legislative building after a particular lawmaker, and I won't mention his name, but we would be the only state in the union to have done that. And when you name a building after a lawmaker, aren't you saying you believe in everything that lawmaker stood for? And Joe, it was the Republican Senate.
Yes, it was the Republican Senate, and it's Senator Jacobson that they're talking about. I will mention him by name because he's the longest-serving legislator in the history of the state. He was Speaker in the Assembly. He was the President pro tem, and he was the President of the Senate or the President pro tem of the Senate for several years, and the man's a legend. And I disagree. I've heard from everyone, oh, there's no other buildings in the country named after people. Once again, I moved here from Ohio a year and a half ago where we have a Rhodes Tower, which is right across from the State House. It's a state office building named after Governor Rhodes, and we have a Wright
But is the
Tower.
legislative building itself that holds the chambers named after somebody?
No, but the buildings where all of the legislators' offices are. All they do is hold the chamber, but everywhere else, where all the offices are, where the governor's offices, where lieutenant governor's offices, it is named.
And we
There's
have
one
an
named after
office
a
building
Democrat,
named the
there's one named
Sedway
after-
building, and so.
I feel like we're splitting hairs on the issue.
Well, it may be splitting hairs, but when I look at that, I listen to debate on the floor, and Senator Jacobson's a great legislator and a great Nevadan. When I heard the debate on the floor, to me it seemed to make some sense that the legislative building is a building of the people, and really I think it is difficult to name that. I mean, even as much as Senator Jacobs done, it is difficult to say we're now going to name this building for one individual. And so, I felt some compassion for the opposition to that
Well, we've got the Grant Sawyer building in the south that is named after an elected official.
That isn't the building that contains the chambers where they do the people's business.
But it's where we teleconference from the south to bring it.
Yeah, but that's still different. That's
Are you saying that's where they're going to move the Capitol in a few years?
Only if we can raise the gross gaming tax high enough.
Okay,
deal.
I know we're running a little short on time here. I just want to bring up something that Jim Denton sent me the other day. Responding to a plan by Democratic Governor Ed Rendell of Pennsylvania, they want to boost the state income tax there by 34%, triple the beer tax, and levy new taxes on phone service. And one of the state representatives has introduced a Tax Me More Fund bill. This is based on something that happened in Arkansas back in November 2001. So far, the Tax Me More Fund has only brought in between $2,000 and $3,000 to date. Do you think we should start one of those here? And by the way, this came up.
Beer out, they're fine.
Use the money for beer.
Beer out.
No, well, this was brought up because I mentioned to Denton that I had a friend who comes from out of state and didn't feel that really we were paying enough taxes to support the things that we had. That we had such a wonderful system here that we should perhaps pay more. And Denton's on a rant about this.
Yeah, I don't see that being a great idea. I don't think you. I think you might get a couple grand in that.
Oh,
in the state
wait a
too.
second. The definition of gambling is voluntary taxation. That's why it's spread to so many other states.
All right, we're out of here. We'll be back on Nevada Newsmakers after this timeout.
If you're talking sushi, you're talking Sushi Club. Year after year voted the best place for sushi. 11 chefs on staff to serve you. Better ingredients for consistent high quality. And lots of room, so bring your friends. Sushi Club in the Independence Square Shopping Center.
My name is Colin Duncan. I'm a power and fuel contract engineer. My job is to find new sources of energy. Through the combination of wind generators, geothermal, and solar power, we've obtained one of the highest percentages of renewable energy resources in the country, which is something I take great pride in. Because I'm a customer too.
CTX can help you negotiate your best deal. We've been your home team advantage for over a decade. Call us today because at CTX, local service still matters.
Yeah, with CTX, you're homeward bound.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, consistently voted Reno's best buffet by locals. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch.
Atlantis.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
When Governor Gwynn was running, they made it very clear from the very beginning that he had $3 million in the war chest, and that really scared off most of the opposition.
Right.
Senator Harry Reid is coming up for a big race next year, and he's already acquiring a lot of money.
Right, $2 million is what he's got in there. And we'll find out more about that tomorrow because he is our guest.
And I've heard stories from anywhere from $9 to $11 million is what it's going to take to get the job done, and that's a huge amount of money.
And it also depends upon exactly who's running against him.
Exactly. We'll try to find out when we talk to Senator Reid tomorrow. Join us then.